In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this numbers 1 to 100 kids printable. And then we'll create some variations to make worksheets out of them. Let's get started. So first thing we need to do on a new document is grab the table tool, and we'll drag out a table of any size that you want. I'm going to click in this box up here where there are double arrows and change this number to 10 and press enter. That gives us 10 columns. And then in these bottom arrows down here, I'm going to click and I'm going to change this number to 10 and press enter. Now I want to make these all squares. So I'm going to select everything by holding the left mouse button and just dragging across the top here. And then up here, I want to click on the Table Options tool. This brings up this table window here, and let's just move it a little bit closer. And in the Cell section, I want to make these the same in width and height. So I'm going to go with 0.6 inches for both the width and the height. And now we have a square table. I'm going to go over to the Move tool so that I can just position it on my document where I want it. All right, so the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add numbers to our table. So we'll go back to the Table tool, and we've got the blinking cursor in the first cell here. So I want to show you a quick little trick for numbering instead of manually typing these in. You could do that. It would go pretty fast. You can just go 1 tab, 2 tab, and it would go pretty quickly. But I'm going to undo that. And we are going to open up the paragraph window. So under Menu Window, we'll go down to Text and open the paragraph window. And then if you scroll down, you'll find a section that says Bullets and Numbering. And under Type, we are going to select the one that says 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go back here a second. Let's select everything and do 1, 2, 3, 4. So that added numbers, but it added numbers in the top left corner and it's got a period after it. And you can see that's because this is the way that it is formatted. It's got the number and then a period, and then I think this is the tab symbol. So in this text box, I'm going to put my cursor there and I'm just going to delete everything. You'll note everything's still selected here, and I'm going to go to the drop down and pick this one that says Level 1. And that gave us just numbers, no period after it. Now it's all still selected and highlighted. I can go up to the contextual toolbar and click Center Align for the horizontal justification, and in the vertical justification, center vertically. And now my numbers are in the box. And then I can also go and change my font number. Ooh, we didn't want 0. We want to start the numbering at 1. I'm glad that happened. That didn't happen my first time. All right, so start the numbering at 1 if it doesn't start already at 1. Now, the other thing we can do is if you try and select everything, it doesn't seem to respond to changing the fonts. So what I'm going to do instead is under this same section, there's Style. And so I'm going to create a new style, and that's going to bring up this window, and we'll give it a name. We'll call it Kids Printable. And I'm going to go over here to where it says Font. The only thing I really want to change is the font size. So let's make that a 16-point font. We'll say OK. And you'll see that that changed all the numbers on my table to something bigger. So all that's left really is to grab one of our text tools. We'll call it Count 1 to 100. And we will position that. Now you've got room to put any sort of branding or a header. You've got plenty of room to add in some decorative elements. All right, so now let's take this and go to the Pages window, click on this, and then right-click and duplicate. That gives us a second page. So I'm going to double-click on that. Now, I can't really edit when I do that little trick, so I can't just go into these cells and delete it without it starting to renumber again. So every time I delete some cells, it doesn't just make a space, it makes a space and then it starts to renumber right after that. So that's not going to work. So I'm going to select all of this again, and we will go back to that paragraph window under Bullets and Numbering, And under type, I'm going to change this back to no list, and that cleared all of my numbers. So now what I can do is I can click and just put numbers in some of the squares. So we're creating now a worksheet where some of the numbers are given and the kids will have to fill in the missing numbers. So how many you put in here is up to you. So if you kind of think that each row is going to be 1 to 10, 11 to 20, so we just want to go 1 to 10. So let's call this one 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 9. And let's put in 4 here. Once you have a few going, it's a little easier. So I'm just going to randomly put some numbers in here. And so you're just kind of filling in some of the gaps here. Okay, so I've got numbers in each of these. Now these I can highlight and I can change the font size just the way you would normally change. So it's remembering our justification from the previous page, so we don't have to change anything there. And now we've got a worksheet. And so then we can go and duplicate this one more time. And on this third one, I'll double click on it. I can just delete all the numbers by highlighting everything and hitting the delete key. And now we have a blank one that they can write in all of the numbers by themselves. So kind of progressive. Learn the numbers, give you some of them, take away some of them, and then take all of them away and do it all by yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and do check the description for some important links. Thanks for watching.